Aries. Hi, this is Marta with Universal Power Tarot, and these messages we bring you here are supposed to encourage, elevate, and empower you guys. Hi, Aries. Hi. I hope everyone is safe and well, and that you're doing good, my friends. If you would like to win the free private reading with myself and Spirit, please just put something in the caption down below. Yeah, that lets me know that you would like to win it. Thank you also very much for your likes, shares, subscriptions, and the beautiful, beautiful comments, either for the collective or otherwise. And yeah, Aries, this is a general reading, so it may or may not resonate with you. Please, oh wow, please, oh wow, only take what resonates and leave the rest behind, because that means it's for somebody else. It's not gender specific, nor is it time specific. And you can reverse the placements. Yeah, whenever the title of a message speaks to you for some reason, just watch it, because there may be a message in it for you, right? That's how we go in this channel, go about this in this channel. Anyways, it's just like, go with your gut feeling, please. Yeah. And you'll know what messages are right for you. It doesn't have to be any of the signs that you know of. Okay, good. Let's hop into your reading, shall we? So your first card out is the Knight of Pentacles, which is you, Aries, and it's actually someone who wears their armor underneath, someone who has been hurt previously and now chooses to leave part of themselves to be unseen to the world. And this is often happening unconsciously. And it's crazy, even if you've been working on this for a long time, sometimes this will still come in and still hit you in some way where you're just like, man, I didn't even know I had my walls up like this. I thought I was over it pretty much, right? Or I thought I was further advanced or something like that. There's something in there like that where there's a little bit of a surprise element, where you're like surprised about yourself, actually, something that you're finding out about yourself here, and about guardedness. Then your next card is the Lovers. That's Gemini energy. It's, oh, I love the Lovers card. It's so beautiful, right? Really, really beautiful. And yeah, that's about the divine feminine and the divine masculine coming into union. And that could very well be internally, right? Really. And when that happens, like a third energy is generated from this, and it's really quite beautiful when these two are balanced, like internally, and it'll show quickly on the outside as well, right? In our relationships, it shows in our everyday life when that happens, like internally. And this union, may it be on the outside or on the inside, or possibly both, is very divinely orchestrated and guided here. And again, there's the sun showing up, so a lot of knowledge is coming in for you right now that lets you know, wow, maybe there has been an imbalance. Like I said with this one here, the Knight of Pentacles, it's like, and that's stability, right? But not quite there yet, not quite in the 100% stable yet. So there's something that needs to find balance. And what I feel here for you is that you are indeed coming in the knowledge of what needs to change possibly within yourself that will bring you there, that will bring you exactly there. And oh my goodness, Aries, you've been on such a long, it's like on the waiting list, basically. Someone put you on hold. It's like that, like Spirit put you on hold for such a long time, and you're just like, oh, you're about to hang up, right, Aries? It's just like, oh my God. When is this coming through? Like, when is the support coming in exactly? And you just turn like, please hold the line. Please hold the line. And Spirit is just like, yeah, we'll need a little while. We'll need a little while. But it could be because the Hanged Man, in that waiting position, often he's described, not gender specific, as someone who is quite comfortable or has gotten comfortable in the waiting position, because you're just like, all right, well, I might as well get my cookies and my tea, because if this is taking a while longer, then I'll just get comfortable where I am right now, right? And that's kind of like the in-between space. At first, we might be really, how do you say? We might be really like, oh, I want this, I want this, I want this. And then after a while, we're just like, well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen anytime soon. But the moment we switch into that mindset, it's going to happen, right? It's like, hello, like Spirit's there, hello, and you're just like, oh, maybe spilling a little bit of your tea and just wiping off the crumbles off of your clothes and be like, yep, I'm here, Aries is here, right? It's kind of like that. And it's like, you didn't expect that. You didn't expect the wait to be over so soon in that moment, because you had gotten comfortable in that waiting position. And this is really funny. I like how this is coming through. And it has to do with you exploring your emotional world, because you have used your time. And this could be a twin flame scenario here for sure, where it's just like, it could be, it doesn't have to be, right? But definitely divine counterpart, where, and this is one scenario because it's a general reading, right? Where you've been waiting on that person to return to you because you can feel that intense connection, and you used your time wisely, doing a lot of shadow work here. And even those people that haven't been waiting on that person or on any person, still, you've been using your time to do a lot of shadow work, and that has brought you in a huge transformation and wisdom that comes with that transformation. This is, of course, the Hanged Man is always talking about like a spiritual journey as well. So you may have been on that spiritual path like hardcore, right? Really devoted. This is why you didn't hang up yet. Because you're so devoted, like to the up the hill and back down again. And one more time, right? There's something about time in there, how time, and that's always like a tough nut to crack, I feel, because to Spirit, of course, time, like earthly time, human time, is very different, right? Because up there, time doesn't really exist in that kind of a capacity, at least not from my understanding. And so it's like when they're saying it's coming soon, it's kind of like, I'm like, always when that's coming through, I'm like chuckling a little bit, because I'm like, what does that mean exactly? Because to us that might be 5 minutes, to Spirit, who knows, right? But either way, you have decided along this journey to really trust Spirit, and trust, like when they say they're going to be there, like when you're waiting on the helpline, that they're going to be there and they're going to give you the support that is much needed to you. Hence, you got comfortable again in that waiting position. You're just like, okay, when you say I should wait, I'll wait. When you say go, I'll go. This really reminds me of this gorgeous song. If I remember to, I'll post it down below. I love this song. It is so beautiful. And it's just talking about that. It's like the having faith, having trust in Spirit to deliver. And again, you really used your time wisely with the Three of Pentacles here, Aries, because you've been studying up. Like some of you may have taken counseling for the shadow work in some form or another. For others, it's really like going back to school or studying a certain subject that you feel is very connected to your path, to your spirituality. Maybe new stuff is coming in. If you're a tarot reader, maybe you've been all of a sudden connected to astrology and started to go deeper in that subject, or in any other capacity, really. I'm just thinking about that, right? But it could be any other capacity as well, where you've just been like, yeah, I feel like now it's time, like using your time really wisely, and hence emerging as a leader. And that's maybe why I said tarot reader too, because it's just like an open platform, basically, that I see some of you already in, where it's just like you're in your position already, and it's been expanded. But to some of you, it may indeed feel like, okay, I'm waiting on this to happen. I'm waiting for this to come through. And Spirit's just like, yeah, the moment that you're not waiting anymore, the moment that you just start to get really comfortable and get yourself your snacks and your tea, that's when it's going to come in. And I know it's like, oh my God, I can't hear it anymore. Like personally, I'm over it, but I'm delivering the message here. So it's just like, I'm not in that comfortable position right now at all. I'm just like, I'm unwilling to get my cookies and my tea. And maybe you feel the same way. Maybe you don't. But I'm going to deliver the message regardless, okay? So, yeah. Let me see what else. Oh, wow, there are a lot of cards. All right. Wow, yep. Yes. Wow, yeah. Oh, you've been through quite a bit here, Aries. Wow. Okay, all of them. Wow. What? Okay. Wow, it looks like they want all of those cards. So maybe something like that happened to you, where you're just like a little bit surprised about how much is coming in, and at one time, especially when you're in the waiting position, then all of a sudden, smack, 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 it just happened, and it's just like go, 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 and that's kind of like what feels is coming here in here for you, or what may have happened already to you. That's interesting. And but it's all usable. It's all, everything that's coming in is something that you're going to need. It's something that you're going to need. So, and we won't have the time to interpret all of those here over here on YouTube, but we'll take it over to the extended to Vimeo and our Patreon. And before I continue, I'm going to just mention that Patreon has new additions now. One is like Conversations in All Honesty, and the other one is food for thought. There's something in there. And what I found is that especially those extra blocks, they really hold resonance for the readings that I do. So it's a really nice addition to the readings that I do. If you would like to like enhance your knowledge, or if you would like to think about things a little deeper, then I really recommend Patreon. Plus there is a nice annual deal right now, so you can go check that out. All right, so the King of Bows with the adders. That's just like a lot is going on, and you really need to use your discernment to see whom to trust. And that really ties into the Knight of Pentacles. Maybe you did have to do that in the past, where you just like, I really had to use my discernment, or I had to learn how to use it. Because before, when we don't really know how to use our discernment, we really need that armor, we really need those walls, that then as we touch base with our spiritual journey, they will break away. Like one by one, it'll open, like your heart will open again to people, to situations. But for that, a lot of old has to go. It just has to go. And your discernment is being strengthened on that journey, like whom to trust, who can you trust. And you develop laser focus intuition and laser focus knowing. Like you will totally feel it, like your body will let you know. And this is your indicator, like your strongest indicator. Is this person okay to deal with or not? Is this a good situation to be in or not? And that's what you've been learning, or what you're currently learning. And realizing that really Aries, and this is funny with the Five of Arrows, frustration, is you're untouchable. See this is you, right? So they're trying to shoot you, or it may feel like it, but they're missing you, because you're just too smart. You gotten too smart, you gotten too knowledgeable, and your intuition is so high up there, Aries, that, and literally so high up there that you cannot be caught, basically, right? So it's really a safe place. You've put yourself in a safe place here. You manage to do this because when you trust yourself, there's no need basically for trusting another person in that same scenario, if that makes any sense. Because again, when you trust yourself, when you know, oh, I got this, it's Aries is like, I got this. Like, no matter who's coming into my life, I don't really have to protect myself like that anymore. Those times are over. There's a huge shift that happened for you, and I strongly feel it has to do with your alignment here with the divine feminine, divine masculine energies here, and that brings you a lot of peace, a lot of peace. And I'm guessing that there was something in your past, of course, that caused you again to put that armor on in the first place, and where there was a need to protect yourself. But since you've grown so much here, Aries, it's no longer necessary in that kind of a capacity. Yeah, and frustration, of course, because of the long wait, right? Frustration. So, Two of Arrows, injustice. So indeed, there must have been something where you thought, or where you felt like, this is not right. Like, I'm putting in so much work, yet I'm not receiving. This is in the sense of entitlement, and in the sense of, I should have had it by now. And again, something that where I'm delivering the message, but I'm very much in currently right now myself, where I'm just like, okay, when is it gonna come in though? And that's kind of like that stance, and I'm saying it because I feel it's good for me to speak on it, because entitlement, can really hinder you. I know that it's hindering me and my own like path right now, but I also know it's just part of it. Like everything, like I said, everything has its value. Everything is meant to be where it is. So it's important stone here, an important stone on your path, really, Aries. If you're feeling this, if you feel like there is injustice that was done to you, they're really calling in the higher perspective of things here for you, which is it brings you back to that. And the antidote basically to entitlement is really gratitude. So if you can learn how to be grateful, like for very little things, for example, you have internet, you can watch this. Basically, you have maybe, hopefully, running water, you have food in your fridge, hopefully, right? Your children are healthy, you are healthy, or you can see, you can hear, that sort of a thing. But really mean it, really feel into those things. That's going to help you heaps here, because it also has to do with vibration, right? When we're in the funk kind of, and in the, oh my God, where is it? Then it kind of lowers our vibration, and then manifestations also kind of go down. So it's definitely good to write like a gratitude list, 108 things you're grateful for, and that'll also stop your mind from going so much, because the swords, or the arrows in this case, is also the mind that is a bit overactive here. And that'll, as you can see, she's pregnant already, so you already have the new right there. It's already there. It's not quite ready. Again, you're on the waiting line, right? On the holding line. It's not quite ready, but it'll be like almost a surprise how fast it's ready. It's going to be ready for you here. Yeah, and it will no longer feel like an injustice at all. At all. You will see how well paved your path is going to be, okay? Because every single stone here is needed, because when you skip one of those, then the road's going to be bumpy, okay? And Spirit doesn't want the road to be bumpy. They want the road to be like as perfectly and as smoothly as it possibly can be, Aries, okay? And the Seer with the number 2. Number 2, that would be, in this case for me, the alignment of divine feminine and divine masculine, indeed. Yeah. And the maze, exactly. Like no step that you take here in this journey, no step has been in vain. Nothing you ever did has taken you off path, really, because everything belongs to your path, right? It may not be the path that everyone else has taken here, Aries, but it's definitely yours, and it'll definitely lead you to where you need to go. And coming back to the tarot, right? We may have some tarot, or I know that we do have some tarot readers watching. So it's really like being the seer, having the ability possibly of clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance. And you don't have to be a reader, like a tarot reader. You can have those abilities just like that, right? Or just that intuitive knowing that things are going to happen, or whom to trust, again. And it's very different. She doesn't need, and again, it's not gender specific, she doesn't need the armor anymore. As you can see, completely free. Also completely differently dressed, right? Because she has the knowing. She already knows who's coming, what their intentions are, because she's very, very able to see and to practice her discernment, because she's learned that on her journey. So there's a discrepancy, I would say, between these two people internally for you here, Aries, like an old persona of yours that is still existing, and that just wants to shed the armor so they can go play, basically. So we could be talking about an inner child or inner adolescent here for you that really wants to like free themselves off this crap, right? Just let it go in some way, right? Because the new persona is very much present already. The one that knows how to run the show like perfectly, that knows how to filter out who serves and who doesn't serve, right? Yeah, so if you would like to know more about that situation, and possibly, I know that Spirit's going to give advice on that, because we're going to draw more oracle cards, and I'm going to, again, like I said, interpret those cards a lot more over on Vimeo and or Patreon. And I also post the pictures of your readings as well as the extended over on Instagram at Universal Power Tarot. Also, I started to post them a day earlier, so you know when your reading is coming out, because I cannot do like readings like I used to do them. It's really Like, I really need to watch my energy levels, because if I kept going, I would totally run into burnout, and I don't want that. So I have to really slow down on those. Yeah. Plus the private readings like went up a little bit as well. So yeah, I just need to watch my own energy, or I can't do any more readings, and I don't want that, and I'm sure you don't want that either. So that's the reason, okay? Just to kind of explain that here for you guys. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So links down below for Vimeo and or Patreon, my sweethearts. I really hope this was helpful to you and or insightful. And I'll either see you over there, or I'll see you next time. Bye, my loves.